Hey, Best Life family. This is Denise, traveling in Dragonfly, my 2014 Nissan NV200 cargo van. Just wanted to get on today because I see that the video from my first live that I did last week, it's a little bit less than stellar. So hopefully this video will be a bit better. I will have to do it in multiple parts, probably 3 parts. So this is part 1, and I will get right into it. I was asking, wow. So in the video, I was answering all of the questions that I had gotten in the comments over the past couple of weeks from the videos that I posted. So the first topic that definitely by far got the most questions is the topic of how do I eat on the road? How do I eat fresh vegetables? How has my eating habits changed as my health has progressed? And so I'll get started with that. So the first thing is, what I want to say is that 12 years ago, what I ate then compared to now has evolved. It wasn't something where I immediately just went straight to being a vegan, from eating everything, right? So I started out when I was on a particular medication and had gained a lot of weight while I was on it. And really 2 things needed to get off of the medication, but they had to slowly manage me getting down, as well as similar in my weight. I really didn't want to do it where it was just like drastic. So the first thing that happened was we got the medication lowered, but we also, my doctor prescribed hydrotherapy, physical therapy, in the way of, it's called hydrotherapy. It's basically where you get into this chamber that fills up with water and you do exercising in that. At the time, one of my symptoms was arthritic pain, rheumatoid arthritis. And so one of the things that they were doing was to make sure that I didn't have pain or discomfort from exercising differently, or more, I should say, compared to what I was doing at the time. So that's kind of why he started that way. So I did that for a couple of weeks, which it was awesome, loved it, and started the journey, started losing almost immediately. But the food side of it was that I started with, at the time I ate all meats, regular American diet. And I started by eating leaner beef, cooking and sauteing versus frying chicken and, all of those kinds of things, just eating healthier protein. So that was the first step. In 2017, I actually did go ahead and made a brilliant attempt at becoming a vegan. At the time, I had a wonderful friend who has been a vegan for probably over 30 years now. And he helps other people who are transitioning and wanting to eat better and change their eating habits and their lifestyle. And it was really great because he showed me recipes of foods that I could eat, that I still eat. There's a avocado kale salad that I still eat that's amazing. He even showed me like restaurants and things that I can order at restaurants that are healthy. One of my favorite meals to this day is something called gobi Manchurian. And I know how to make it at home really well, to the point where my son, who is definitely still a meat eater, he loves it. He used to request that I make it all the time when he was still, younger. So let's see. That's kind of the start. So in 2017 in June, I started with no meat at all. Because I am an island gal, I grew up eating seafood all the time. Like literally my dad used to come home from the airport and, stop by the dock and buy some crawfish sandwiches, or, so I really love seafood and have eaten it all of my life. And so by Christmas, I was feeding some conch fritters or something seafood. And so I started eating seafood again. And then, so, it's really gotten to a point where I believe everything is really about moderation. And I love vegetables. I love fruits. And so most of my diet is made up of vegetable and fruits. And I really keep that as intentional, something that I do intentionally, I should say. Then it's definitely something that I'm cognizant of when I look at my food, right? My food choices. All right, so to round this part of the video out, one of the questions was, what are like my go-to recipes or my faves on the road? So as you will see in videos that I have coming up, salad is like one of my faves because it's really easy. Usually if I'm on the road, I don't always keep my refrigerator on. So I like meals where like I can eat lunch, half of it for lunch, half of it for dinner. So what I do is I buy the salad packs from the grocery store, or sometimes I'll just buy kale or spinach. But I kind of like the variety of the salad packs. That's why I buy those. But I also will get cherry tomatoes and cucumbers and sometimes avocado. And what I will do is I go over to the seafood department and I will ask if they steam seafood, because a lot of the seafood counters will actually season and steam the seafood for you. And so then all I have to do is add it to my salad. And then also what I do sometimes too is I'll take the tuna packets and I'll add them to the salad as well. Or sometimes I just eat the salad, depending upon, which salad it is, if it's one of my faves. I also will add toppings. One of my favorite toppings is something called furikake. And it is essentially, it's black and white sesame seeds, kelp powder, and then cut up seaweed. And it just really puts like a little bit of a seafood flavor to things. I really enjoy it. So I will put that on top. Sometimes I put like, if I can find, dried cranberries that don't have added sugar, or any kind of dried fruit that doesn't have added sugar, I'll add that. Or sometimes like wonton strips. So just like little toppings to make it more interesting, especially like the dressing. I like honey gingers or mango vinaigrettes, or things that are dressings that are different. And I just eat the salad plain when it's that way, for sure. I don't mind because it tastes good to me. My palate, of course, has definitely changed by now. So I literally just really have a craving or a love for the vegetables that I eat. Love cabbage and kale, and broccoli and spinach, a lot of the turnip greens, all of that. So, the salad kit is definitely, that's one of my go-tos. Tuna salad, that's another go-to. Again, similarly, I just add cherry tomatoes, cucumbers, maybe I'll eat it with crackers. Sometimes I'll buy a hoagie and make it a sandwich. Those two, I would say, are like my go-tos. If I'm eating out, the thing about eating out is I'm able to do it because most of the time I'm eating multiple portions. So, it's not, even if I spend $10, $15, or even $20, 9 times out of 10, it's like 2 to 4 servings for me. And so I might eat it for breakfast, but also for lunch, or lunch and dinner, or dinner and breakfast, whatever it is. It's usually more than one meal for me. So it balances out to where I'm not spending a huge amount for the day as a whole. And then usually in the morning, I'm eating fruit or oatmeal, or, small yogurt or something that's very nominal. So it kind of works out as far as my budget, because what I do is I set a goal for how much I'm going to spend in a day, and it usually averages out, because even if I eat out on one day, the next day or two, I might not, especially like if I'm at a campground. Usually I'll buy groceries and I'll have them with me so that I'm not, buying out, eating out, or, it just really depends. I figure it out that way. So there's that. That is all about food while traveling for me. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you'd like to see more content from this channel, hit subscribe. If you have a comment or a question, drop it in the comments.